You might think these are too different to compare, but that's what makes it interesting. G Pro X is wired and has a wireless version, and the Nova 7 is wireless and can be used wired. There's a $40 difference, but they are quite similar. Let's dive into it. Just so you guys know, I am getting over the big C, so if I sound congested and all that, that's why. The packages is quite different. The Arctis 7s come with the headphones, the USB-C wireless dongle, 5-pole to 4-pole 3.5mm headphone jack which supports mic usage, USB-A to female C extender, USB-A to C charging wire, and a weird puzzle thing. The G Pro X comes with the headset, a removable mic, a removable 3.5mm wire for consoles and the sound card, a 3.5mm wire for phones, a Y mic and audio splitter for laptops or PCs that don't have a mic combo jack, USB sound card, felt ear cushions, and thick padded carrying bag. Obviously you can see that there's differences. There's no extra cushions in the package for the Nova 7s, whereas there's 2 sets of cushions with the Logitech. There's not splitters and stuff like that with the Novas, so it all depends on what you really need in your package, and that's why I always go over what's in the package. Now, design, build, and comfort wise, these are two very different headsets. These both come with a very different approach. One is in your face, flashy, and bulky. The other one is light, subtle, and stealthy. They're both built very well. They're both very durable feeling, very sturdy feeling headsets. The Nova 7 go for a more plastic and fabric design, but the G Pro X has a leather and metal headband where the Nova uses a ski band type design along the telescoping ear cup. The clamping force on the G Pro X is much tighter than the Nova 7, along with a much shallower ear cup. Like I said earlier, the G Pro X has 2 ear cups. You could either go leatherette or felt. I went with leatherette because of the sound signature difference, whereas the felt, it just doesn't lock in that sound very well. The Nova 7 try to have the best of both worlds, where they have leather on the inside and then ski material on the outside to lock in that sound but not lock in that heat. The G Pro X has no swivel other than a bit of wiggle room, where the Nova 7 have full swivel, and the G Pro doesn't have any buttons on the headset itself. It's on the wire. The Nova 7 are wireless, so they put all the controls on the headset: volume, Bluetooth, power, game chat mix, and mic mute. I think that the build of the G Pro X feels better due to the heavier duty material. However, I prefer the design of the Nova 7 due to the practicality like weight and swivel and intuitive controls. Comfort wise, to be honest, this isn't even close. The G Pro X are comfortable enough, but Nova 7 are just in the league of their own. They're just so much more comfortable. The clamping force is light, the weight lessens pressure on the top of the head, the swivel avoids pressure point, and the soft thick ear pads stop ears from getting sore. Even though my ears do touch the drivers a little bit, the ear pads are thick enough where I'm only grazing the inside. The G Pro X, however, they're heavier, so you get a little bit downward force on the top of your head. Ear cups are very shallow, so your ears are very much grinding against the inside of the ear cup. And because there's no swivel, you're getting a little bit of a pressure point in the front and below your ear. The comfort is okay. I wouldn't say that they're uncomfortable, but comparing them to the Nova 7, they seem it. I know I'm wearing the G Pro X, whereas I forget that I'm wearing the Nova 7. So I'm going to give comfort over to the Nova 7, but just know if you do get the G Pro X, you will probably be perfectly fine. So we're going to go over specs. I'm probably going to cut a lot of what I'm about to read out loud and put it on screen. The Nova 7 have a 40mm neodymium driver with a frequency response of 20Hz to 22 kHz, a mic response of 100 to 6500 kHz, simultaneous Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz wireless, 38-hour battery life with 2.4 GHz, and 26 hours with Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz enabled. Supports both Sonar and SteelSeries GG software and GG engine settings saved to headset and will apply to other devices. 50mm drivers, frequency response of 20Hz to 20 kHz, cardioid mic with blue voice, frequency response of 100Hz to 10 kHz, DTS:X 7.1 surround capability, and side tone, and other fun stuff you can do in the G Hub software. Now, let's jump into that mic test. So this is the mic test of the SteelSeries Arctis Nova 7s. I did have to turn down the mic in the Sonar software because it is a very hot mic. But hey, if you are enjoying this video, definitely slap a like on it. It helps out a ton, pushes me in the algorithm, and I just greatly appreciate it. Alright, let's jump into the next mic. You are now hearing the Logitech G Pro X headset. I did have to turn down the microphone just a tad, not as much as the SteelSeries, but this one's hot as well. But hey, if you're interested in anything we talk about today, I do have affiliate links down below at no extra cost to you, but just know I do get a kickback. But hey, back to the video. And that's how the mic sounds. These headsets sound quite a bit different, but they're both different flavors of excellent. The soundstage on these is the biggest difference. The Nova 7 have a wider soundstage. Things are just more open, where I feel the G Pro X is just a bit more closer to your ears, a more boxier soundstage. And continuing to talk about the G Pro X, they are a warmer and fuller sound. They have a bit more body in the bass region, where they rumble a bit more than the Nova 7 do. But the Nova 7 are richer in the mids and highs. They feel a bit cleaner and detailed. Directional audio on both is good, but the Nova 7 are way better. I felt more confident in my playing when playing Call of Duty. I knew where the enemy was, how far they were, and just a bit more pinpoint. Gunshots feel a bit more punchy and exaggerated with the G Pro X, whereas they feel a bit more subdued and mellow on the Nova 7, but they're still punchy and impactful. I just feel like they were a bit more exaggerated with the G Pro X. I felt like I was missing the footsteps sometimes. I feel like they were getting drowned out by the explosions, gunshots, and I was just losing the footsteps. Whereas the Nova 7s, it's almost like they tuned these headsets to accentuate footsteps. I never, no matter how much was going on, ever lost the footsteps. Both of these in atmospheric story type games, these both sound amazing. Games like Witcher 3, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I even tried some JRPGs like Ni no Kuni 2. They both sound excellent in atmospheric games. Hearing the grass under your feet and wind blowing in your ears and other in-game world sounds are just great on both. I do still like the more open, eerie feel of the Novas for open world or story games, but I think the G Pro X do a great job too. Games like The Witcher 3, I like the more crunchy sound of swords and monsters being hit with the G Pro X. I felt the Nova 7 could sometimes be a bit peaky and harsh. That's how I feel about games. To round off my thoughts with the gaming audio, I prefer the Nova 7s because they're more of a neutral sound, whereas the G Pro X are a bit more of a warm neutral, whereas I feel like the Nova are neutral, and you just get more of that detail, more of that openness, again, that competitive edge. But I love the G Pro X too. They are one of my favorite headsets when it comes to gaming. When it comes to double duty, it's a case of a few things. Do you prefer wireless? Do you like a bit more bass or prefer more neutral sound signature? Is soundstage less important? In my opinion, the SteelSeries edge out a bit more. With movies and music, the Novas have a wider soundstage and a flatter frequency curve and great instrument separation. The G Pro X can come off shouty in the mids and a bit fatiguing. The G Pro X do have a bigger bump in the low end while maintaining detail in the highs, giving it more of an aggressive V-shaped sound that can be EQ'd to your liking. But to put it simply, they both can do double duty. Neither really suffers from the stereotype of only being good at games for being a gaming headset. These are both great and amazing headsets that sound great, feel great, and work great. However, there is one headset I prefer, and that's the Nova 7. They just have a cleaner sound with a wider soundstage and directional audio for competitive games. Some games, however, the G Pro X did sound a bit better, like in Witcher 3. However, we are going to ignore the wireless and Bluetooth functionality for the purpose of this comparison, and with both headsets, you get insane customizability with their respective softwares. But if you can't stretch to the Nova 7, I still highly recommend the G Pro X. And if you want to know my full thoughts on the G Pro X, I have a video right here. It's a bit of an older one. I think it's a great headset, especially for its price. So if you want to know more about it, it's right there. And also affiliate links to everything we talk about down below. And also, if you like this video, definitely slap a like on it. I feel like crap. I'm going back to bed. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.